Okay, well, hey neighbors, welcome to the Shed Shop. In this edition of How To and Shed Shop Updates, I believe his neighbor Simon said he's looking forward to a Shed Shop update video, and so just kind of tell you guys what the hell's been going on in my life and why there hasn't been a lot of videos, which is a multi-layered facet. There's a financial aspect to it, there is the life aspect to it, weather aspect, technology breaking down aspect. Just recently had to, this is going to be on the BR blower, by the way, BR600 for neighbor Eric, which my Samsung Galaxy S10 will not register touch at the top of the screen, and so the second part of the blower is on that phone, and as you guys know, I have issues getting videos from phone to computer for some reason without shit crashing, so I'm afraid to even try anymore. And so I can edit the video, but I can't upload it. I can't get it off of the software, and I believe I had to do a voiceover on that one, so I can't just upload it to YouTube without editing either. So we have to resolve that, but we might not have part 2, which was most of the assembly, which without that it kind of makes it discouraging to do part 3 when shit like that happens. And I just replaced this phone a couple months ago and I'm still paying on it, so I certainly can't afford to buy another phone. And so the 2 phones down to 1 phone, lots of video lost is discouraging. My son has recently come back into my life, and the relationship is tumultuous, to say the least. I don't want to go into too much detail on that situation right now, but let's just say it's definitely mentally wearing. The money I just had to invest to keep computers going, laptops breaking down, it's just ongoing. Everything just constantly is a battering ram against me, it seems, in every facet of life. And so all of these things are piling up and becoming discouraging, and I would be lying if I tried to say that that doesn't impact my mental health, and self-image and self-worth. And then when you're physically disabled and you can't even mow your yard without rearing in pain for 3 days after from the vibration, and then it rains for 3 weeks straight, and then your yard is so high you have to mow it twice, so that takes up a whole week. It's like, how are you supposed to keep up with anything? I have been transitioning more into doing eBay stuff, selling parts on eBay, and working less on saws. I haven't really been taking in any 4-stroke stuff ever since the neck injury. I've really backed away from all of that. Saw sales have been very low, but I haven't done a lot to advertise other than Marketplace, so that doesn't help. But trying to still hold it all together and keep going. The financial aspect is, you know, when things do break down, that's a lot of money out of pocket, and this YouTube channel only makes about 40 bucks a month if we're lucky. Of course, if I was putting out different types of videos that get more views, we'd be making more, but that's not what I'm ready to do yet. So I'm still learning how to basically use other videos off of the internet and do reviews on them and whatnots. So I've been practicing with that a little bit, but again, been down about a lot of things, and that has really impacted life as a whole. So just trying to learn to manage life around all these things, and probably should be doing a better job at it, but you know, some people are stronger up here than others, and we can take all the complexities of the different things that might impact one's mental status, personality, ability to cope with trauma, ability to cope with stressors, ability to cope with things going wrong, ability to cope with loss, death, everything else. We're all different, and it's just, you know, I grew up with a father that didn't talk about emotions at all, but a mother that was very, very open emotionally, although she was a deceiver and a liar. And so I think the world has come a long way in men being able to express themselves more. I think the younger generation has done some things right and done a lot of things wrong, but their faults are also on us too, and the way we've raised the previous generations. You know, I think about the greatest impact on what could make a society go bad as societies are going. War. Think about all the fatherless homes created by war. I mean, think about millions and millions of people dying at once in just a couple of years span. All those men, nowadays women too, but it was all men back then, dying in battle by the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, by the millions. You know, the Nazis, all the Jews they killed, it's an estimated 6 million, they say. Who knows how accurate that number is, but it was very staggering, to say the least, of a lot of human life lost. And so broken homes beget more brokenness. I think oftentimes, a lot of times it goes the opposite way, and strength is regained, and the family legacy, if was a good one, what's the word, recreated, I guess, so to speak. And sometimes the family legacy is a legacy of, you know, generation after generation being flawed in their character in bad ways. And so broken homes create broken people, and broken people do broken things and have broken thoughts and broken ways of functioning and surviving and thinking, and, as I said, thoughts. So anyways, all that to say that it's just been a rough year. You know, it's been a rough year, and it doesn't seem to be letting up anytime soon. Last year, you know, the second half of the year was really, really hard. Financially, with my health, I have this level of fatigue that I cannot explain, and I think it's because of depression. But a lot of me thinks it's not depression. A lot of me thinks that it's something physical. And, you know, ever since I had my neck surgery, I've just have all kinds of new health problems that I didn't have before. You know, and so it's what do you do about it when the doctor says there's nothing wrong with you, and another doctor says how long you had that cellulitis in your legs, a cellulitis infection? That's an infection. I mean, you know. So you've got foreign material attacking your immune system, and when it's compromised with autoimmune diseases like I have, it impacts you way more. I want to be living a routine life, a physical life, and that's hard to do when the physical prevents you from doing a lot of things that you need to do to live the self-sustainable life you desire to live, to eat the kind of foods you desire to grow and eat. And when I can't get these things accomplished year after year after year, it becomes very discouraging. It's hard when you don't have any teammates. It's hard being a one-man rodeo. It really, really is, especially when you're trying to take care of all kinds of dilapidated property, buildings, new buildings, vehicles, work, physical health, mental health, cook for yourself, clean for yourself, laundry for yourself, doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, you know, and it's hard. It's hard. I just want to get out of debt so that I can slow down without feeling guilty about slowing down a lot, without gaining stress by slowing down. When you are in debt and you don't work hard to make money to get out of debt, it just causes you more stress, and then you end up potentially exhibiting self-destructive behavior. And I think that's part of what's going on with me. I recognize it. The problem is I recognize it myself. I can help coach others out of these things, but when it comes to myself, I can't seem to get a grip on my own bullshit and do what I know I gotta do to get right. You know, getting out and exercising more, and again, it's just all these things combined together. Sometimes I get in these ruts, and it's, if you fall into one, it can be very hard to get out because nothing goes right. You know, every day, constantly having mass amounts of things, little things, big things, medium things go wrong, just nonstop, and a very little ever going right, or just going simple or smooth or natural without infinite speed bumps. It's just to try and process and think, how the fuck is this my life? You know, how can I have luck this bad, or karma this bad? You know, I never did evil things that I haven't paid for, I feel. We all make mistakes, we all do things wrong, we all hurt people. It's not to say that we want to. You know, some people might want to, but I'm not that person. But it's just, I think the biggest part of it, and I know a lot of you understand this, a lot of the guys and gals on this channel understand this, it's an isolation and a loneliness. You know, a lot of people are isolated and alone when they have family that wants to be there with them, but they're socially awkward, or you know, they perceive things to be different than they are, and might think that they aren't wanted around. And I've struggled with that too, so I understand that. But I have a very big family, but everybody's scattered and doesn't communicate with each other and isn't really a part of each other's lives. It's kind of sad. It just discourages me. It's like, that's just sad to have that many siblings and aunts and uncles and whatnots, and just to have them scattered everywhere, and everybody's just thinking about their own life and not caring about their family and not checking on their family and not visiting their family and not calling their family or texting their family. It's like, wow, it's just crazy. But again, the hope is that, you know, I can get things to a point that I can have a comfortable space to rent out for extra income, and possibly some room and board for exchange of labor, and I can find a good candidate. But that's having the time and energy and ability. You know, my uncle left there was a lot of stuff crammed in that room. I want to get my total gym set up. I'm trying to build a porch. You know, the footage is just, the YouTube is just not a priority, you guys. I'm so sorry, but financially I can't let it be a priority. And I don't like doing the whole trying to raise money. I get tired of it. I get tired of the negative comments that come with it, all the hate that comes with it, all the judgment that comes with it. I'd just rather not do it. I want to enjoy doing this, you know, but until I get in a better financial position, I can't focus as much on it, because I need to conserve my energy for getting my customer stuff done and taking care of myself and all that. And now, with all that being said, I will try to get the second blower video out, but I'm basically almost done. So we're gonna rebuild the carburetor. We've got the gasket for the valve cover. We'll set our valve clearance, and change out our fuel filter, and check our fuel lines inside the fuel tank, see if we need to replace any of that, and then finish assembling it. And I will attempt to plug the phone into the computer once more and get that video off of it. But if not, we just lost it, and I'd rather just give you guys this, and just you'll just have to eat it with me, you know. Would you rather have part 3, or just leave only part 1 out there and not do a part 3 because we have issues with part 2? And it's on the internal memory of the phone. That's the challenge. You know, I could probably put an SD card on, get the files somehow to the SD card, and then use the SD card on this phone, but I have a lot of footage I don't want to lose on this phone too and mess up. So it's just like, I just get tired of things getting messed up by silly mistakes, and so that sometimes makes me freeze and do nothing instead. And I know that's a factor in things, but I just have to be real with who I am, where I am, and I don't like the bullshit. So I just like to say, this is how it is, this is just how I'm feeling, and it's nothing against my followers or my subscribers. I love you guys. You guys are a great support system, and I really appreciate knowing that I communicate with people on the other side of the pond and in various countries. And you know, I've made some pretty good neighbors on here, and so I don't want to lose it. But it's just, when there's lots of challenges in front of getting a video up, it's easier to say, fuck it, I don't have time for that right now, than to fight it and not do other things, because then it drains my energy even more, and in the end I might not get the video up anyways. So that's just kind of where I'm at, just so you guys understand. We're still facing a lot of challenges, and we'll just keep trying our best and do what we can. So that being said, I'm gonna turn you down to the bench. Oh, and the internet is so shitty and so slow, I can't even look up our carb kit, so we're just gonna wing it and try and match it up. So that's what we'll do. Alright, so we'll start with the carburetor, and then we'll go from there and see how long that takes us. Maybe there'll be a part 4. to this. Okay, here we are. So this is a Zama. It's a C1Q S50 853A, I think. But I don't know what kit goes to it because my internet's too slow. Sometimes I forget about the magnet. Very stiff metering diaphragm, so it definitely needs replaced. Yeah, the gasket's really stiff as well. Take our inlet needle out, check it. Carburetor doesn't look terrible. It's not terribly dirty. Alright, get our other side here. It does have an extra gasket in here for this breather. Okay, so we'll have a diaphragm and a gasket here, and then these two covers actually come apart. And I think it's a, yeah, it's a pump diaphragm, but I don't believe I will have this. I have to look, because this is pretty stiff. Yeah, it's stuck solid. So we'll have to look for that. Don't want to lose our spring that goes in there. Alright, so let me do some hunting here and we'll be back. Okay, so what I found that I have in stock is just a gasket diaphragm kit. It's a GND 38. So it's not going to have the inlet needle and stuff. I do have that stuff, but the one thing I don't have is this gasket here, this diaphragm here. Actually, I have one place to look. I may have found it here. That sure does look like it. Excellent. And we have the gasket for it. Seems a little thinner though than the one we have there, so I'll get it out and put it in and test it. So that's good though. Probably have these parts right in here too, so I don't have to open this kit. Let's see. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm probably just going to use the kit for sake of time. Let me get this out here. Of course, you want to get your safety glasses, your car parts cleaner, and you want to spray all these little different channels. Make sure you can try and see where it's going, or just be very careful. Don't let it come back in your face. Okay, now that I got everything cleaned out, start from this side. Okay, put our gasket on first. See which way it goes here. Oh, that's incorrect. There we go. Nope, that's incorrect too. Maybe this is not the right gasket. Let's see. It's a straight part. There we go. That's how it goes. Just identified the straight part on the bottom. And do the same thing with this one, the diaphragm. Okay, we got our spring underneath. And you can see this little cap. It's grooved for the spring. Spring's right in the center. So that sits on the spring right there in the groove. Okay. Well, there's that, as close as we can get it for now. Now let's go ahead. It's going to go on this cover here, but we're going to have our other gasket and diaphragm as well, so I've got those parts right here. So I feel like this is not the right gasket. It is not. Is it the right diaphragm? I'm comparing because it doesn't look like the right gasket. Diaphragm looks correct. This gasket's actually in pretty good shape. I might just reuse it. Let me see if I can find one. Well, it actually does say it's in that one slot, but I don't see that. Let's see here. Right here, this one, I guess. Does that look correct? It does. Okay, much better. Alright, so on this side, our gasket goes against our cover. And then our diaphragm. Okay. And then we can take that and set it up on our carburetor. Okay. It's got those pins to hold it. And then we will go ahead and put these last parts on. Let's see here. Can't see the straight edge. Which way do you go? Like so. Okay. There we go. Now this might be a little bit difficult, so I'm going to try and line it up where it needs to be. Like that. Just like so. Okay, and then I'll grab our 2 screws. Uh-oh, Raggy. What do we do with our screws? There they are. Okay. Here we are. Flip it over. Okay, as far as these parts, I am going to replace the inlet needle. And I think the wrist pin as well. Or the metering lever. You know, it doesn't look that bad actually. Let's see where it's set at once we put it back together. Let me get a new inlet needle. Okay, got my new inlet needle. Where did I just put it? Right here it is. Okay. So, basically take that. And that. Take my spring. Set my spring in place. I'm actually going to turn this because it'll be easier for me. Okay, so I kind of got that pre-assembled. And, that wrist pin is offset, so I'll set that to about where I think it needs to be, and I'll just kind of set this on top and then guide it in. Carefully tighten your screw. Do not strip this screw out. They are a bitch to tap. Okay. You can see we have a gap a little bit. Okay, so we're going to hold this end down. Here, I'll show you that. I'm going to hold this end down. And I'm going to just ever so slightly pry up here a tiny bit. Okay, then I'll check it again. And that's nice and flush on our gauge now. Okay, so it wasn't too far off at all. Not surprising how stiff everything was. This thing did sit for a couple of years. Okay, so now on this side, now that we got all that in, we will put our, Wait a minute. Yeah, this was not the right kit at all. I'm gonna have to find that diaphragm. I know I have some here. Oh, here we go. And we'll put that kit pack together and get it in a new bag. So, in the meantime, I'm gonna grab what I need for this thing right out of here. So let me get a metering diaphragm over here. That is our metering diaphragm, that is correct. Okay, and let me get a gasket. Our gasket has a hole in the center. I don't think I have those gaskets in bulk. Shit, yes I do. Okay, great. Okay, I gotta see which thickness that is, because that comes in a 0.8 millimeter thickness and a 1 millimeter thickness. I try my best to do it by feel. I can usually tell. Okay, this is the 1 mil, I can already tell. So I gotta get the right gasket here. Okay, here we go. So we'll put our gasket on first. Our new metering diaphragm. Clean this cover a little bit. I forgot to spray it. Okay. And then put our cover on. Put our screws in, and we will call this part 3 of the BR600 backpack blower, and we will finish off everything else in the next video. So that is how you rebuild your BR600 backpack blower Zama carburetor. The screw went in crooked, I don't like it. It's probably my fault though. Okay, that's it, neighbors. Until next time, be kind to one another. Everyone's facing a battle. I love all you neighbors, even though I really suck at it. # persevere.